Fasting can have a major impact on your faith. Hello, friend. Today we're going to talk about fasting. We're going to look at Matthew 6:16 through 18, how you can apply it to your life. Basically, what is fasting, why do we do it, and how? All right, let's look at Matthew 6:16 through 18. Here's what it says. And when you fast, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites, for they disfigure their faces, that their fasting may be seen by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, that your fasting may be seen by others, not be seen by others, but your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Here's the thing. First thing, fasting's between you and God. It's not about other people. And sometimes in our faith, you and I can do things to look good for others. I mean, I can see this in my own life. It used to just petrify me when someone would ask me to pray publicly. Why? Because I care what others think. And I think you do too. It's human nature. In fact, it's really weird if you don't care what other people think at all. So you're going to care. But we need to be really careful that spiritual things meant for God, are between you and Him. They're not for show. And so that's what that's describing right there. The other thing it says is when you fast. This is assuming that you fast. Like fasting is something we should be doing. However, fasting is not a requirement of faith. You can be a Christian, you can be a Christ follower and not fast. But hopefully after this video, you'll be encouraged to fast. We'll get into why we fast, but first, what is fasting? Fasting is giving something up that's good in order to intentionally express our need for something greater, God. That's what fasting is. And here's why we fast. We fast to worship. I mean, the end. There'll be other reasons why, but that is the hard stop form of fasting, is for worship. And worship is valuing and trusting God above all else. And so we're symbolizing in our fast that things that are good, things that we need, sometimes you're going to fast things you need, that you value God over that. I think when we think of fasting, honestly, the thing most people think about is just giving up food, that is fasting. And that is fasting. And we need food to survive. We will die eventually without it. Hopefully that's something you know. And so we're giving that up temporarily so that every time those hunger pains strike, that it's reminding you, man, I love God. I care for God more than this good thing He gave me. Number 2, to remind us of our need for God. See, when we're giving up things that we literally need physically, it's reminding us of our greater need spiritually. Again, every time we get hungry when we're fasting, it's like this reminder. God, this is my soul constantly. My soul constantly is craving and needing you. So it's another reminder just of our need for God. Number 3, it's a reminder to us that yes, we have a physical body, but the war is spiritual. See, this is a reminder of there's this war of flesh and spirit going on inside of us. And if you love food like I love food, I mean, I like me some food. And so giving it up for a period of time is a difficult thing. And it is putting into real life, flesh and blood example of me that there is a battle between my flesh and my spirit. My flesh wants that food. Obviously, I need it to survive. And saying no and denying a flesh for a period of time is this reminder that the spiritual man, that my spiritual body, who Zach is spiritually, is stronger than my flesh because of God. And it leads me back to this place of worship. Thank you, God. Thank you for sustaining me. Thank you for this. And so those are the 3 reasons why I fast. But now, how do we practically fast? Number 1, You pick something. I talked about food. For some people, that's not a good thing. Like there's some health consequences. For others, that if you're struggling with an eating disorder in any way, shape, or form, you are not going to want to give up food for your fast. Please do not. But there's other things that are good for you that you can give up. You can even give up things that aren't good for you for a period to fast. Some things that aren't evil, but they're just not great for you. Here's an example. Like I fasted screens for a week. You obviously are not fasting a screen because you're watching this. And I'm not saying you have to, but for me, that was a powerful thing of giving up my cell phone screen, my TV screen, my computer screen for a week. It's also very difficult. Now, you can't go off in the wilderness for a week and say you're going to give up screens for a week. That's just cheating. Might make you feel good, but that's just cheating. But just like pray about it. God, what would you have me give up? And if there's something that is a stumbling block for you that's stopping you from time with others or time with God, that is a great place to start if you're looking for something. That's why I gave up screens. And number 2, you're going to pick a length of time that you're going to sustain from that. If you haven't fasted at all, why don't you make it a shorter period of time so that you can have success? There's times in my life where I've tried something and failed at it and then written it off as not a good thing. And if you're like me in that way, just pick a shorter window. It could be a day. It could be, I'm going to fast this for 12 hours. It doesn't have to be a 24-hour block of period of time. Number 3, get accountability. Get accountability. You could post it on Facebook. You could tell a friend. You could phone a friend, text a friend, verbalize to a friend. A lot of friends in there. Hopefully you have a lot. To hold you accountable. To, hey, I'm doing this. Can you check to make sure I did it? We all need accountability in our life. It's one of the great things of community. And in fasting, it's great for a couple different reasons. It's great because it reminds you to do it. And sometimes that, hey, someone's going to ask if I actually did it, is what I need to do something. But number 2, it also shows an example to others that you are doing this spiritual discipline. Now, we're not going to go into what Matthew is warning about there in 16 through 18. Make sure you are not asking someone to hold accountable so that you look good in their eyes. That's what that's guarding against. But when we shine our light for others in a humble way, it can be the very thing someone else needs to join you in that journey. And so maybe you would invite your whole family. Hey, we're going to fast as a family. Please don't volunteer them. Ask them to join you in it. But that's one way we can hold ourselves accountable. In fact, I didn't think about that with the family, and I think I'm going to do that this week. And so we'll find out which ones want to do it or not. I hope that you will fast, because God can open our eyes in a spiritual way when we fast. And it can be life-changing. Have a great day, and God bless you in your fasting.